Okay. Well, new means of communication here now, YouTube videos, and this first video message to the parish. I want to welcome you back to our semi-public masses. Public mass, I'd just be able to throw open the doors and be like it was before, and everybody to come as they wished. Before I say more about the semi-public mass, I have to make a little confession about our private masses. I was sort of operating in a private mass. I could privately invite people to provide private masses. And since Easter, following under the governor's guidelines allowing up to 25 people at a gathering, I was discreetly inviting different people each Sunday to the live stream masses, the one in English and the one in Spanish. I only really reached up to 25, I think, this last weekend. But once the bishop gave word about the reopening, now I can officially invite the parish to sign up be able to come to Mass, as I've already done. And many people have already responded. We're working still on the rotation. We're just getting 3 to 4 weeks out already, the rotation. And so it's more than 350 people, counting all the individuals in the family, are already signed up to be going to Mass. But before I get into the Mass schedule, I just want to say one thing about the confession schedule. So during this whole time, we've had confessions going on at a regularly scheduled. It's not in the confessional of the church because of the confined space. It's in the entrance to my rectory. Got the confessional set up there. But I've expanded the hours, and I intend to keep these expanded hours of confession from 6 to 7 p.m. Tuesday to Friday, and 3 to 5 p.m. Saturday. There's a sign on the door. If it's green, you can go in, but flip it around over to red when you go in, and then turn it back to green when you leave, so people see that, oh, it's free. So I just want to let you know that that's still going on. I intend to keep going with the confession schedule. Now, the Mass schedule, if you sent this out by way of letter, I actually had an announcement, and even before the bishop officially announced it, I was already asking people to start signing up because figuring we would be going that way eventually. And so, but the Mass schedule will have a 5:30 p.m. Mass in English, a 7 p.m. Mass in Spanish. That's every Saturday, for the time being. And then we'll have an 8 a.m. Mass in Spanish on Sunday, a 10 a.m. Mass in English, and a noon Mass in Spanish. As I said, we're establishing a rotation. If you haven't already signed up, please get your name and the number in your household that would be attending Mass into the office. And we will let you know. So you need to give a means whereby we can communicate to you and let you know you can come to Mass this Sunday or next, whatever date it is, at this Mass. Okay? We're limited to 25 people. So I ask your patience. As I said, some people have already had that chance to go to Mass, so they're not going to be the first ones on the rotation. We'll be getting people who've later signed up. But during that time, because I couldn't announce it publicly, I was just sort of coming up with names off the top of my head. Now I'm able to open it up for everyone. A few things now about the Mass, okay, as it'll be celebrated. Because in order to do this safely in the current circumstances, besides the basic sanitation measures, there are two keys. One is maintaining distance between households in the church. So it's not distance. If you all live in the same household, you can sit together in the church. It's distance between households. And that will also involve going up to communion as well. We'll have a separate video in the church showing you the communion pattern. Okay? And then the other key It's very important that we maintain the reverence due to the Mass. But the other key is, at the same time, a relative brevity. We don't want to prolong the time, as that's considered one of the risk factors is length of time together. So there will not be a collection taken up. There will be a donation box in the back of the church. People can just put their donations in. Prayers of the faithful will be very brief. So there won't be a procession from the back. Only the 10 a.m. Mass and the noon Mass will there be singing at all. The other Masses, there won't be any singing at all. So those are some things as far as the distance and brevity of the Mass. Oh, I will also be trying to keep my remarks short for the homily. But for a more prolonged message, I've been sending out on email a more prolonged message both in English and in Spanish every week, and that will still be available by way of email, posted on the parish website and Facebook page. The other thing, because of the distance, okay, please, you will not be you won't be able to just come in and take whatever seat you choose. At every Mass, we'll have 2 ushers in the vestibule. You will enter through the vestibule. You have to follow the instructions of the ushers, waiting outside until they invite you in and guide you to your seat. Okay, so you won't be able to sit where you choose. The ushers will guide you to your seat. Then the exits, you can exit freely, but don't all go try crowding out the same door at the same time. There won't be that many of you. There will only be 24 at the most, and not even that, because there will be at least one acolyte serving. Because that number 25 includes the acolyte, it includes the priest. But you can go out the side doors, you can go out the back doors, but as I said, don't all rush. We'll also, in order to minimize contact points, the ushers will have the vestibule doors open before Mass. They'll open them again at the end of Mass, as well as the side doors. So you should be able to just go out without touching a door handle. Another note is, you'll notice coming into the church, the pews will be completely empty. You won't have your missalettes, your songbooks in the pews, nothing else, no prayer cards in the pews, okay? And they will remain that way for the unforeseeable future now. Now, one thing is then, please leave them that way. The pews will be empty. Leave them empty. If you have children with you, and your children have left something in the pew, please pick it up and take it out with you. But now, well, Father, how am I supposed to follow the Mass if the pews are empty? Well, you notice on this table in front of me there are all sorts of books and booklets. So I'll start with this. Got this in both English and Spanish here, examples of this. The Word Among Us. Many people in the parish use this. We have this available now in the vestibule of the church. If you take one, do not put it back there. Take it for yourself and you can keep it at home. It actually has the readings, I believe, for every day of the month, not just the Sundays. It has reflections. It also has the order of the Mass. So everything you need for attending Mass is in these booklets. We do ask for these that you make a donation of $1, and you can put that dollar now, because the bookstore will be closed, you can put the dollar in the candle, with the candle offerings by Our Lady of Guadalupe or by the Divine Mercy image. So that's one possibility. That's the most inexpensive possibility. There are all sorts of resources you can discover to, not just for the Sunday Mass, but for daily Mass, for daily prayer. So this Magnificat magazine, which is also available as a Latin American Spanish version, which I very much like, is very rich in its content. It has daily prayers, meditations, and it has the order of the Mass in the middle. It has all the readings and prayers for each day's Mass. So again, it costs a little money, but more expensive even than if you were subscribing to the Word Among Us yourself. But it's very worthwhile if you can do it. You can also buy a year-round resource. I have two examples here. One, St. Paul's Sunday Missal. Okay, so this little book. It gives you everything you need just for Sunday Masses. And then this here's a daily Roman Missal. This is by Midwest Theological Forum. The St. Paul Sunday Missal has a companion, a daily Missal. So you'd have 2 volumes that would get you everything. But those are resources. You actually can learn more about the Mass. You can discover a way of daily accompanying the Mass, whether you're there or not, at least by doing the readings, reciting prayers, and so on and so forth. So it's really this, you find the pews empty, but you can bring your own resources with you, and it's an opportunity then to discover those resources that are available and will help you learn more about the Mass. And then a final note for today's message here has to do with the bathrooms, okay? The bathrooms will remain open, but we ask you to try to take care of your bathroom needs before leaving home and after returning home, and if we can limit the bathroom use to real emergencies. There is one important instruction that comes from the bishop in this regard. Well, 2 important instructions. Only one person in the bathroom at a time. One man, one woman the other, but only one person. With one exception, if there are children who need to be accompanied to the bathroom, then they must be accompanied by a parent, not by a sibling, but by a parent. That is from the bishop. And if you have teenagers with you, we ask they do not congregate in the bathroom or in the vestibule. They might be asked to return into the church if they're found doing so. So we look forward to seeing you back at Mass. I ask your patience because, as I said, we can't get everybody. I'd like to have everybody be able to just come, but we can't just open the doors and have everybody come. So I ask everybody to be patient. Waiting their turn, we'll get you in when we can. Thank you and God bless you. I was asked a question here by Mrs. Bailey. I mentioned these resources we have in the vestibule of the church. The Magnificat you can order online, magnificat.com. These we have in our bookstore, some of these. But you'd have to make an appointment to get them because the bookstore is otherwise closed, but we can help you out with getting those. And if you have any questions about these resources, you can call the office and their office staff will be happy to help you.